Hello and good evening and welcome to another Wellness Wednesday. Tonight though, guys, I've got a bit of a treat for you, which we will be going over later. Something that we can watch together. There's a lot of points in it that I think will be interesting to discuss. And it's something I'm really looking forward to. So, first of all, I want to say hi to everybody. I hope you're all well. We've got Edna in the house. Hey, sweetie. And we've also got Bridge in the house. Lovely. I'm sure there's a few live streams going on. Do I care? No. Couldn't give a monkeys, guys. Quite happy to be sat here in my little corner of the universe, just chatting away with my mates. So, what I'm going to do is put in the link. So, let's get these girlies up, and then we can have a good old chin wag because that's what we like to do. Hey, Holly, nice to see you, darling. You need a Wellness Wednesday. Oh my goodness, I know. I know. I mean, these YouTube streets are like places of war at the moment, aren't they? Thank goodness for Wellness Wednesday. I don't know how we'd cope without a Wellness Wednesday. It's like insane. There's so many things going on. But she'll be up. She'll be up here. Don't worry about it. She's becoming a fixture, which I like. I like very much. Oh my God. But listen. Although we're going to be reacting to the new Snowflake video, which is actually up on hey Bridge. How you doing, girlie?
Oh, I think I've stepped in some dew with that last video that I made.
I tell you what, that video was brilliant.
Oh my! But I think those people found me. Yes, I've been getting comments like defending that guy.
No.
Yes.
He's got his own little clan, has he?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I tell you what, I'm not having him up on my channel. Oh my God, I made that mistake once. I'm not doing it again with somebody who can't listen, who can't converse. But I mean, it's hard to believe, isn't it, that there's actually more than one person like that. It's like,
it's
what?
hilarious.
It's are you getting like negative comments?
Well, it's basically the comments of like, you bees keep on having babies. You guys have 3 different baby daddies. That's why y'all gonna be single. Like, it's wild. It's crazy.
Oh my God. Hey, Edna. Hi, Edna.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey.
Yeah, we're
Can you hear
good.
me?
Do you know what Bridge is talking
okay.
about? Do you know
Yeah,
what
I
Bridge
saw
is
her
talking
video.
about?
Yeah, I thought that was your mama for a minute, and then I was like, wait,
Yeah.
wait, no, that's not. Oh, and then I started looking. I was like, look at this fool, because you were like, those are diapers, and I was kind of like, wow. I mean, I don't understand. I just don't understand it.
No, I don't either. And the amazing thing is that they've actually got people that do support them. It's like, it's madness. It's oh no. I mean, I watched it and I watched back a couple of times over several bits because I couldn't believe how similar they were. And I mean, it's narcissism, quite, obviously, but there's other things tagged on to that.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is.
Oh, I'll have to check it out. I'll have to check out your your comment section and see what else has been said. I'm sure it's wonderful. But you know what's funny is that they're coming for you as if you're a mother. Like, they obviously
Right.
know absolutely nothing about you. So you must be a mother who, is a single mother. That's it. What do you think? it's,
It's
inspiring.
hilarious.
Oh,
It's,
thank you,
I don't
honey.
know. I think it's frustrating because you have people who like they look at being a single mother is probably what's going to end up being the case. You know what I mean? Like we see married single mothers, we see women who started off being trad moms who end up being single mothers. Like there's different routes, and they all kind of lead to single motherhood. So it's like it kind of points to the men, not so much the women, because they're the ones leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think also that it's time that people stopped associating single mothers with being a negative thing in life, because some of the strongest people uh, in power came from single parents, single household. So just stop it, just because a woman is bringing her children up on her own, or in some instances, a father is bringing up children on their own, doesn't have to be a negative.
Right.
It's annoying. Yeah, as Holly says, it's hard being a single mother, but we keep it pushing. Exactly. I mean, I think in some instances, people want to be single parents, especially if they've got pregnant with the wrong person. And it's like, oh God, what did I do that for? Never mind. I'm going to carry on and have this baby and love this baby no matter what. I can't see anything wrong in that.
Yeah.
And having a couple who have a child, but the parents' relationship is very toxic,
Yeah.
and the child has to witness that every day. I mean, what's the better scenario? In my opinion, it would be for to have a single mother.
Yeah.
One person bringing up a child doesn't have to be the worst thing.
But you
And
know
I know
what? I don't know. I wish it wasn't either or. You know what I mean? I think we should
Yeah.
kind of try to strive for more what do they call it? Co-parenting agreements and relationships that are healthier.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, we are talking about human beings here, and we're talking about, a race of people, or a species, put it that way, that don't seem to cope very well with having to share things. And all it needs is for one of them to be, have some sort of personality disorder or some sort of trait, and the parenting, even when they're apart or even when they're together, can be not a good thing for the child. Just because there's two people doesn't mean to say that the child is in a safe and nurturing environment.
Right.
Oh,
Uh,
not at all. I was just meaning that, it's kind of like two heads are better than one. You know what I mean? Like you should, like it's a lot for, one person to handle a child, so just shared responsibility should be, maybe they won't be as overwhelmed.
I think I think a lot of it depends on the people involved, and there are millions of women that are more than capable of bringing up a child on their own without a father. I believe that. Um, does it make would I put them necessarily lower down the spectrum of capabilities, or an idealistic family? Not really. It's just a different style of parenting, and I think it can work. I think, and it does work. Um, I was a single parent for a few years, and I was quite happy. I mean, yeah, we did co-parent. Myself and the kid's father did co-parent, for some time, and it worked quite well. In fact, it worked better when we were separated to how it worked when we were together.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason
Right.
for that was when we were together, all he did was work. My ex was a real worker. He had his own business. He was never home. I used to go to all the kids' appointments on my own. So the school thought I was a single mother anyway. And he was, quite honestly, he was a bloody, well, he was an absent father, put it that way. I'm not going to slag him off on YouTube. He was an absent father. But once we'd separated, he upheld his duties to looking after his children, which did sort of entail him having to reduce his hours and to work around having the children.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it worked better when we were separated, I have to say. Yeah, I think, as Holly says, she's blessed to have a support system. Yeah, and I think you do need a support system to a certain degree, in order to have an adult life that isn't just around bringing up your child.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I have to say, when I had my children, I had three very, very, close together, and I was young, and at the time, I believed basically that I was put on this earth to have children. That was it, and I was quite happy to play my role as a mother.
Mm-hmm.
And I did it, the best I could, and that was when I was with their father. But obviously, as they grew older, and I needed some me time, then I got me time because we parented. So yeah, I think, as I said, I think a lot has to do with the actual person involved.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, as you know, I've worked in schools for 8 years, and I've seen various types of families, and it's not always the single parents that have the worst behaved children.
Mm-hmm.
Take it from me, and I understand it. Bridge, you've worked with kids, haven't you?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, have you found the same thing over there, or?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. It just depends on the people, and it
Yeah.
doesn't really depend on if the parents are together or not.
No, I don't think it does.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in some instances, and I've said this before, when and everyone sort of caught their breath and gone, "Oh my God, did she say that?" I do believe that some children are better off being brought up by one parent. Not everyone's, not everyone's born to be a parent.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean that with mother or father. Some women are hopeless parents, and some men are hopeless fathers. It's just, type of person.
Mm-hmm.
So I literally couldn't do what I do, work, if I didn't. Otherwise, I'd just be working to pay a babysitter. Yeah, and that would be so demoralising, wouldn't it? That would be awful. I can honestly say, I mean, I've had 4 kids, and I've never had to pay a babysitter, ever. I've always sort of, even when I went through my single parent stage, I just went out when the kids were with their father.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Just raise your kids to treat others how you want to be treated, 100%. Yeah. For real, if you're a good person, everything should be fine. Exactly. And we see such poor, I mean, I watch a lot of true crime, and I see such poor parenting. There's this thing, I saw something on Twitter, I don't know if you saw it, Bridge, of the little girl that was smashing up the play school.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the question was, well, who do you blame here?
Mm-hmm.
And what would you have done?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to explain it?
was just some little girl was tearing up the place. She was mad about something, pulling books down off the shelf, throwing chairs, all kinds of stuff. Actually, I commented on
Oh, but you know she felt good doing that though.
Oh, Edna. There's Edna coming off left field again.
I'm sorry, but you know when you're mad, you know she probably didn't have a care in the world to getting her frustration out. Okay, go ahead.
She was about 6.
Yeah. And
No,
I think the father even commented in the comments section too of the one I saw.
Who commented?
The dad.
Oh, did he? What did he say?
Because they were saying, would you blame the mom or would you, or the teacher or something like that?
Yeah.
And he's just like, hold up. He was like, I'm the one that made this post. He said, I originally made this post, and it was, I guess, like 7 or no, he's however many years ago. But he was like, she is fine now, and she's about to go to LSU, a university. So, like, she's made it through, and she's about to go to a university now.
Okay. Oh, well, that's interesting. That is interesting. So what did you put underneath it? I wonder if you put the same thing I put underneath it.
Well, I replied to somebody that had commented, because this one person commented talking about, what did they say? They said something like, I am a former teacher or something of elementary school students or something like that. And they were like, this would have never happened in my classroom. And
right, so he was blaming the teacher.
Yeah. And I'm just like, well, it seems like I was like, I doubt that you were a teacher. And he responded to me like, why is that? Is that because you can't hold kids responsible? And I'm just like, well, it's clear to me that you don't know how to deal with children with behavior issues, because like, what are you going to do to stop that stuff? What are you going to do?
Well, I mean, I never worked with children that young, but then I have had my own children that young.
Right.
So my response was that I can't remember word for word what I said, but I said something like, I feel that the child should have been taken out of that situation immediately. I mean, you couldn't hear if there were other children in the room or not.
It didn't look like there were other kids in the room.
Yeah. So I was like, so I feel the child, whether there were other children in the class or not, should have been taken away immediately from that situation. Okay. And what else did I say? I said, and I also suspect that the child has never been held responsible for her actions, and that because of that, it does put parents and no, not parents. It does put teachers in a very vulnerable position, and I truly believe that, because I mean, I worked in schools, a few years ago now, and even then, it had got to the stage where you couldn't lay a hand on the child.
It's the same here.
Yeah. So. People could come back and say, well, how can they remove the child from that situation?
Yeah.
If it were me, I would have picked her up and taken her out. That's what I would have done, a child that age.
So, yeah, go ahead.
But you can't do that nowadays.
Yep, exactly. So, like, I've been in the situation before where a kid was tearing up the room.
That age?
Yeah. And first thing I did is get everybody else out. Go ahead and tear up the room. Tear it up. Tear it up. I'll try to stop you and tell you no and stuff, but tear it up.
Yeah.
Just get everybody else out of danger.
Yeah. See, I wouldn't allow them to do it. I just wouldn't allow them to do it.
But the question is, how are you going to stop them?
Oh, that was the other thing I said, because the teacher the whole time was trying to relate to the little girl. And of course, the little girl's not going to listen to the teacher say, now that's not a very good thing to do, is it, Flossie? Do you know what I mean? So, no, I just feel that she should have been removed. But obviously, in this time, you're not allowed to do that. So if she was seen to, to pick the little girl up and march her out into the hall or into the corridor, then you're going to get people saying, oh, you should never lay a finger on kids.
I
So,
think a lot.
school workers and teachers are left. That's what I meant by saying school workers and teachers are left in a very sort of vulnerable situation, especially as the child gets older, because the child knows you can't lay a finger on them. You can't remove them from a situation. Whereas back in the day, you could get hold of. I'm not saying, arm wrestle them out of the room. All I'm saying is, especially a child so young, I would have picked her up and said, right, we're going out. I would have given them the chance first to walk out, but I wouldn't be stood there trying to reason with a 7-year-old who was in a rage.
I think a lot of times too that people fail to realize, if you have a stern voice with the child, they will listen to. They will listen to you.
Yes. And I had a very stern voice when I worked in schools, but there are some children that just ain't gonna move.
Yep, they don't care.
You can be as stern as you like, miss. I know the rules, and if you lay a finger on me, then you're in trouble. And they normally come from the families where, the parents will back them. It's very sad. Your sisters, you girls think you're a joke. So do mine, Holly. Join the club. I go out for a family meal, and all my kids do is just laugh at me. They just take the piss out of me the whole time. And I'm like, are we all right here? We all right? Yeah, we're just gonna make fun of mum for the whole meal. So, what do you think, Edna? Edna's gone silent over there. Got her mic off. Maybe she's off making herself a cup of tea or something. What do you think, Edna?
No, I'm here. I was I just bought a new monitor and I just turned it on. It's beautiful. When it comes regarding the children, I don't believe that you should put your hands on a child, but also that's kind of like, the person or the child that you've worked with, you spoke with their whole life. You can't have somebody that gets cursed out and knocked upside the head at home and then at school try to, gentle parent them. It's too much to handle in that situation.
Well, I don't think anyone should lay a hand on a child. To be honest, when it comes to discipline, I never. How many times? I can count on one hand the amount of times that I smacked my children. I can't even remember smacking my children, because I don't believe in that. I don't think I'm going to whoop you and all this. No, that does nothing to a child. All it does is inflict pain.
Yeah.
Or show how angry you are. And I mean, my kids could tell when I was angry, but I could give them a look. Do you know what I mean? And just say, just get out of my sight. And they'd get out of my sight. So I don't believe in that. What do you two think? Do you think you should be able to smack your child? And when I say smack, I just mean like the palm of the hand. And I don't mean on the face, I mean on the leg or on the palm or whatever. What do you guys think?
Edna, go.
Edna.
Edna. Oh, sorry. I think my audio cut out. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. So no, absolutely. I think under no circumstance should you hit a child. Like, it teaches them that they don't have like autonomy over their own body. Yeah, I think it just plants so many seeds that are hard to pull out. You know what I mean? And we see them like, across the board where, you have people who don't respect people, you have people who hit people, who talk to people crazy, all this kind of stuff. Like, and I think this all comes from when they were a child, not being treated like a human being.
Yeah. I mean, I grew up with the saying, People used to say children should be seen and not heard.
Oh yeah.
I remember that. Can you imagine saying that to our kids nowadays? Oh my God. I met up with my daughter and my granddaughter the other day, yesterday, and my granddaughter, what is she, 14? She was in this skimpy pair of shorts, and I mean, it was a nice little suit, nice little outfit. So got out the car and I went, "We all right in your short shorts today?" She's like, "Oh, for goodness sake, everyone says that they're short shorts." Get over here and have a hug, but they are short shorts. But you still look adorable.
Yeah.
But there's ways of talking to children, and I think there was a time back in the day. I don't know how far back in the day, but I think maybe say, I don't know, 30 years ago, where parents didn't really know how to talk to their children, and they sort of and I think that was it. I think they didn't know how to communicate with their children, so with it would come like a whack or something like that. Whereas now I think maybe it's gone too much the other way, and people try and communicate with their children when the child isn't really old enough to understand what they're saying. I mean, I've seen mothers in supermarkets trying to reason with their child why they shouldn't be, doing something in the supermarket that they shouldn't be doing, and the child is just throwing a complete fit. And I'm like, "What the hell are you doing, woman?" I mean, if that was me, I'd get on my knees and I'd hold their hands and I'd say, "Right, you do that one more time, you're out of here." And that's all you need to say. There's no need to sort of, sit down and, well, the reason why you can't do this, Johnny, is because, you could have knocked that little old lady over, because you were being really silly. And Jan doesn't like being knocked over in the middle of the supermarket. But I think it's sort of gone too much the other way. But yeah, I don't know what the answer is. I mean,
I think a lot of times a lot of kids act up too is because they are not heard. Because I'm thinking about a time where this little boy, he couldn't talk. He was nonverbal and he couldn't talk, and he was like he was throwing a fit. And I got him out into the hallway, and I'm just like, "What is going on? What's going?" And he is telling me, but I don't understand a word he's saying. And he's like, and I'm just like, He's going off about something, and then he finally stops. And I was just like, "Do you want to take a walk to cool off?" He's like, "Yeah." he got what he had to say out, even though I couldn't understand him. And then he just cooled off and came back, and he was good.
Yeah.
He just wanted to be heard.
Yeah. I believe in giving kids a voice, but I think they also need to learn, rules, and they need to learn that, certain behaviors aren't acceptable, and you can't just allow them to carry on using bad behavior. Because, obviously as they get older, if they think they can get away with everything, then you end up with some pretty sort of effed up adults.
Yeah.
Because they've never been held accountable. And, that's one thing that I did think with that little girl. I thought, she's not been held accountable for what she's done. I mean, if it were me, who's going to have cleaned up all that mess? Who's going to tidy it all up? I would have made the little girl do it.
Yeah.
I would have said, "Right,
absolutely.
now, see all the mess that you've made in there. Now you're going to go back in there. I'm going to go to the staff room and get myself a nice cup of tea, and I'm going to sit there and I'm going to watch you tidy it all up."
Yeah.
That's what I'd do.
Yeah.
But first of all, I'd remove the little brat. Get your ass out of my classroom. If you think you're going to mess that up, you can think again. Oh, dear. I mean, I did love working with kids, but I haven't worked with them that young. But some of them were just as badly behaved.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Is there anything else we want to sort of chat on, or shall we move on to the main event?
What is the main event?
The main event, let me tell you,
What? Yeah.
and it's quite long. So I thought if we start quite early, then we can just, give our thoughts and everything. So first, we're going to move on to my fancy projector room. I need another room. I need another name for this room. Okay, I can't think of it, but yeah. So we're gonna get onto this, which is the new. Why news? Oh, there. Hang on. That's it.
She said, "What about a kid's penis?"
What?
Whispers in your ear.
Right, it's the new Snowflake video.
Okay.
Now it's on or docuseries. It's on I've forgotten. It's on for members only. That's it. I did ask him whether I could play it. I didn't hear back from him, so I thought, okay, I'll play it. Done. Dusted. So I thought, I know it could be on Drama Friday, but I just thought it'd be quite nice just to have a relaxed
It's only
screening
4
of
of us
it.
anyway. Nobody say anything.
Yeah, there's only 4. Yeah, don't say anything, anyone. All right, keep stum about it. Yeah, the main event. It's the main event, Holly. Projector room is fine. Good. We'll work on it. Okay. Right. So yeah. So what we'll do is we'll play it for a bit. If you girls, I was going to say women, if you girls want to jump in, then just let yourselves be heard. Okay. Hey Barley, how you doing, sweetness? I'm sniping you because I want to also hang here, but I feel bad to kill my chat. But I will kill because I said what I had to say. Barley, you do you, darling. Honestly, come over when you're ready. It's fine.
No,
Honestly,
you
don't worry
can't
about it.
snoop. Jan, we're supposed to be being sneaky because it's members only anyway. She can't snoop us being sneaky.
Listen, I'm an adult. I don't play the childish games on YouTube.
Okay.
Really can't
Sorry,
be
Mr.
asked with it.
Snowflake.
Right, so let's get into this.
You're the reason Daddy's not here. Liar, liar tells you that success comes to those.
That's a new thing created with the help of fans. I like that. I like that.
To never stop to rest. Liar, liar, lead you to believe beauty and intention will meet your needs. Oh, look out for the lies, they're waiting there to sky.
I love that song as well. So cool.
Promising you life, killing you inside. Look out for the lies, don't try to compromise. Hold to what is right, claim the truth and fight. Look out for the lies.
I want to say I'd love to produce such high quality content, documentaries as Mr. Snowflake. You're heading that way, Bridge, so carry on. Yeah, I'm sorry, Holly. Hits me in my feels and I don't care for it right now. I'm sorry, darling. But I just thought it'd be nice to sort of watch this. Hope you don't get too upset about it. But we're gonna talk about things anyway, so maybe you can put your point of view over.
What is that?
Never mind, Edna.
Oh goodness.
Don't worry.
Okay. It sounds like a spring or something. Is it like your chair?
I've heard many different words and phrases when it comes to describing foodie beauty. Insane, deluded, selfish, excellent driver though.
Oh my God.
But I think the two best descriptions for foodie are baby reindeer
Yeah.
and single white female. A
Yes.
show and a film about two
He is so
scary
unserious
individuals,
with Dave Bluntly.
unhinged women. I thought
He's so what?
Unserious. He's a literal cow. It's so ridiculous.
I'd seen the worst
Bill-
of foodie's strange behaviour when it came to Red Flag Man. But compared to this episode, Child's Play was nothing. And the main reason for her erratic behaviour being turned all the way up to 11 in this episode is her fault, obviously. Dom's fault. And it's the fault of another woman who's entered Dom's life, a woman named Dee Dee.
Every single thing this has had face this week has been my grocery bill. Do you want me to pull up my bank account?
All right. I want the woman who's there to know that that knife that he's using that freaking turns you on with his knife skills, that's my knife. I bought it.
This Dee Dee woman, she rocks up about Christmas time. I think she's there just before Christmas, but I know she's there on Christmas Day in one of his videos. Not the best present he could have got foodie for Christmas, though he did give a gonorrhea in the mouth once.
Oh
so
my God.
could have been worse. Could have been worse.
The phone is my phone. And the one he's going to probably record you naked. That's my phone without you knowing about it.
What's weird is, well, it's all weird, but what's weird is they had this whole backstory that they'd known each other for 10 years and he was mates with one of her exes. And it was all just to say that they were friends. They were nothing more than friends, apparently.
I just have to say that Nader tried to, well, he did. He struck Mr. Snowflake
Oh, no. Okay.
for the last video. Madness. Dee Dee makes you sick. Okay. Who's that? Ghost of Anne. The Ghost of Anne. Hi. German. Okay.
But in reality, and there's a word we won't be using much in the foodieverse, in reality, this woman was a fan of foodie beauties, and because of foodie, the internet.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for showing my ignorance, darling. I've got a very good friend who's German, and he's never said that to me. Probably because he just laughs every time he sees me. But yeah. And hello back to you in English.
Actually, I think
been
his main
subjected
channel is
to,
gone,
to
but not
Dom,
his second
and
channel.
So this Dee Dee woman,
You have no problem eating, sleeping, and laughing with other people. You have no problem. The comforter on your bed her on. I bought that at Walmart. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? The iPad, the ring light, oh yeah, the ring light you're gonna use like this. Thanks for the super chat. I'm gonna let you have it tonight. You want to have fun with your?
I tell you what, though, it's not a good look for her. She's coming across as being psychotic. Okay.
But
is
I
it
mean, her
no-
skin looks better here.
Sorry, Edna.
I was saying, I think her skin looks better. Do you think it's the filters or?
Probably
Sorry.
filters.
More
Only
than me.
Edna would be
Okay, hold
looking
on,
at the
focus.
skin.
So women,
Only Edna would be looking at the
her
skin.
essing of a natter.
Ah,
I mean, it's not a good look, but this is like her, like therapy, talking to her fans, talking to her viewers or whatever. So, I mean, she was unhinged. I don't think this looks any worse than anything else she's done.
Your friends and eat with Sin and Sharmula. I'm gonna have fun with you tonight, and then I'm gonna be done with you. Goodbye. And trust me, you're gonna me more than I need. You need me more than I need you. Like, you people are stupid. Like, people who are saying things like the people who it mind boggles me that you say you're hypocritical because you'll say to me, actions speak louder than words. You don't see by his actions that we're together, or what? Come on now. If you're gonna say you were never,
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, whenever they were seen together, they just looked so awkward. It's like Foodie is just so awkward around men, which is weird. It's it's really weird for a 40-year-old woman to be
Kind of awkward in
so
public in general.
immature around men. Yes, I agree with you. I do believe it's in public in general. We saw that when she was in Cuba, didn't we? Just the way that she sort of interacted with other holiday makers, it was quite weird. It's like she
And
just
even when
couldn't
she
be
was like,
herself.
going to get takeaway up in the queue and things, she has her shifty eyes. She's looking around. She gives off the energy that she's very uncomfortable and she's just ready to like get in and get out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I remember, was it a family that walked past her once? And just the way she sort of spoke to them, she was very sort of giggly, and I think there was a child and she was sort of waving to or something. I just thought she just came across as really weird. And I can't get this baby reindeer analogy out of
Comparison.
my head, I have to say. I just can't.
I don't
Well,
think
Regina,
she's
you use-
quite baby reindeer though. Do you?
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't either. I don't.
Oh, I do. I think it's the psychotic. Okay. I think it's because when it's got anything to do with a man, she just gets all psychotic about it. And I mean, who films themselves in this state and then expects to be seen as like a level-headed human being?
But I think this was during the pandemic. So to be fair, it's
Oh,
kind of
that had a
hard
lot to do with it, yeah.
yeah, those were weird times in general. So I feel like, with that context, it's really not that bad.
Okay.
No, when
For
you
all those
think
things.
about the drug use, domestic violence, different things,
That wasn't in the
women aren't.
pandemic, Edna. That wasn't in the. I think it was just before lockdown, wasn't it? Just before the pandemic.
I don't think so. I think it was during, and then maybe a little bit. I think it was during, because I didn't start. Yeah, I didn't start. I didn't know about Foodie Beauty before the pandemic.
I knew about her, but she didn't blow up until like 2020, 2021 for me.
Hi, Danny. It was 2020. Okay, so that was when the pandemic was, wasn't it? Oh, okay. I stand to be corrected.
Because you accepted them willing, no problem. And you told me you love me. I showed the text messages for that. So you're lying. Just admit it on your live stream right now that you love me and tell everybody. Or fine, I'll look crazy one last time. And then after that, you'll never see my face ever again.
I definitely began to notice the money talk more and more. I've bought this for you. I've done this for you. I paid for this. I paid for your phone. She loved that one. I paid your phone this month.
I'm turning your phone on to be nice to you and to try to talk to you. And I feel so pathetic even saying that.
But Dom didn't owe a relationship just because she paid his phone.
You know my boyfriend. I'm not your girlfriend. I'm not girlfriend enough to pay your rent and give you shit.
But that's definitely how she saw it, and she would try and use that against them all the time. I did this for you, now you give me love. Oh, you didn't give me love? Right, I'm turning your phone off. But Foodie, that's not how relationships work. At least not the healthy ones.
I don't know how he can sit there with that outfit.
It's funny. It's funny.
It just looks so silly in it.
Why am I not allowed at your house just to get my stuff? Like, treat me like I was like nothing. Like I'm a piece of dirt. Like I was never anything.
As well as noticing all of the I paid for this nonsense talk, I noticed more and more talk of Foodie saying, "Oh, I've left this at Dom's house. I'm gonna have to go get it. Oh, I hate him. I'm never seeing him again. I can't stand the guy. Oh, I've left my handkerchief at Dom's house. I'm gonna have to go and get it." But we knew why she wanted to go around this time. We knew why she was going back.
And you're saying she's not sleeping there, but she just magically appears every time she smells your food cooking out of nowhere. Express that no. And Dee Dee, you look like a loser. Like, how fun of a trip is that for you to come all the way to Blizzard just for a friend?
Nothing was going to stop her from going around. Audience, Dom, Dee Dee, common sense. Nothing was going to stop her getting over there, getting in that house.
Should I just go and bang on the door and like get my stuff? No, I'm not going to leave alone until I get my stuff. I need my medical device. How do you shut off the iPad? Ooh, I can disable the device from remotely.
It's all a joke. I think, you know, it was all a joke to her, but she picked on the wrong man. He, you know, he was going to give back as much shit as she shoveled, you know, and that's where it went horribly wrong for her.
You're right.
While I was watching this play out, I was thinking, she's not just addicted to Dom. She's addicted to, and I know I'm late to the party as always, but she's addicted to the drama.
Yeah.
She absolutely loves it. She's playing up to the camera. All the attention, it's on her, and she loves it. I think a more sensible person probably wouldn't shut off Dom's iPad and end his live stream. Foodie is the type of person to pretend she desperately needs this CPAP machine to help her breathe.
I mean, to be fair, CPAPs are really good.
She needs it or she's going to die. She has to have it now or she's going to drop dead tonight or lay dead.
Well, I disabled the iPad, but he might still be able to use it, though. Like with his Wi-Fi, I don't know how they would disable it remotely. And if you're with somebody, you're supposed to ask. He doesn't care. Like, he doesn't, like the same thing with May. Didn't ask me about that. You just go to a hotel room.
Okay, let's jump in here because I think Holly's made a good point here. If she she needs to lose the weight and take back her life. Okay, so do you think she would be any different if she lost the weight? I'm asking everybody, people in the chat, all four of you in the chat, and I'm asking the girls. Do you think she'd be any different? What's this take back her life? What life did she have before? In order to take back a life, she must have had a life to take back. So what life did she have before? Right. I know that's one question, but
no, I don't think she would be any different.
YouTube and her popularity. Oh, I think she would be.
She would what?
She would be different. Like she would be any different, or she would be different.
I said, would she be any different if she lost the weight? It was a double barrel question, really. Would she be any different if she lost the weight? And also, what life would she take back? What life did she have? She was always obese when she came onto the channel. So, as far as her internet presence,
to be honest, I don't see her losing weight.
Say that again. You don't sit here and do what?
I said I don't see her losing the weight. Like when you say, what do you like? What would she be, or who would she be if she lost the weight? It's kind of hard to say because I don't think that's who she is.
I think this is the person. I don't think there's any sort of, thin person in there who had a life before and who ended up being, obese. So she's got a decent life, that she can go back to. I don't think she has got a life to go back to. Yeah, and I think, that's a sad reality.
This is her life.
This is her life, yeah. And I think it always has been. It's like, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, if I was suddenly to put on, hundreds of pounds, right, and suddenly be obese, then I could look at myself and think, oh, God, I want to go back to the time when I wasn't obese because I didn't start off obese. Do you know what I mean? But I think with Foodie, I think she's always been this person.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the way she reacts, her personality is steered by that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what gives her so much bitterness and hate towards so many people. You know, she's misogynistic. She loves the men, but because of the situation she's in, she can't get a man. And I'm not saying that's because she's obese. I'm saying
I mean,
it
well,
because
she can, but not in the way she would like.
no, she can't get a man. We know she can't. She gets the men.
She's a married woman right now. What are you talking about?
She's
She
not
has
a
a man.
married woman. No. Put yourself together, woman. You know she's not a married woman. She's gone out and got herself like a, what do they call it? She's bought a husband.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, listen, if I was to start dating, as my kids would love me to do, but it's not going to happen. If I was to start dating and I only focused on Middle Eastern men, I think my kids would think I've gone stark raving bonkers.
Mm-hmm.
They'd be like, Mum, why are you just going for, you know, a certain type of, you know,
Well, we know why.
nationality? Sorry?
We know why. Because she, for various reasons, but essentially because she wanted to have an upper hand. She felt like she could, you know, take advantage of that type of person.
Which doesn't make her a very nice person, does it? It makes her a foul person. Absolutely foul. To pick on people that, you know, barely speak the language, people that have come from God knows what type of misery and hardship in their own countries, have come to her country for, you know, to lead a better life, and they end up with someone like that.
But does she have the upper hand now? She's in his country. She's the one that doesn't know the language.
Yes, but as long as she's got money, she
Yeah.
feels money is her savior.
Mm-hmm.
So she's paying him, she's paying the rent. I think it would be entirely different if she didn't have the money. Totally different.
Oh, yeah.
Room and meet another person?
I know Foodie Beauty has said our reaction channels and their armchair psychology. Sorry, I want to be sexy there. Their armchair psychology. But I don't think you need to be a psychologist to realize that she just loves it. She's living for the drama.
You better give me my back. I'm not coming out for nothing.
All day she's been ranting about this CPAP, about how she needs this CPAP to live, about how she could die in her sleep without this CPAP. How many nights have you gone without this CPAP machine, Chantal? And now you want to go because Dee Dee Mega Doodoo's over there and you want to get your CPAP machine all of a sudden? Now, all of a sudden, it's a big-ass deal for you?
Not ever like giving me the love I need. I give you so much. I give you so much. Yeah. You can't buy love, Foodie.
You have another woman there having wine, you stupid goner filled piece of giraffe looking.
Go ahead, talk to them. Oh, I think he's calling me. Hold on. All right, I'm gonna go to the door.
Yo, can I get my stuff? Okay, well, let me in then. I just want my stuff.
Where's my video?
What video?
Can you bring it back? You can bring it back, break it.
No. Yo.
I can't understand why she thinks this is so funny.
Right. I think that's nervous laughter.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I want my stuff.
That's annoying here.
I want my stuff.
That's
Call the cops then.
Huh?
Call the cops.
Call the cops?
Yeah, I want my stuff.
I don't call cops.
I will. I want my stuff.
Cool.
Let me get my. What's your problem?
You want to call the cops?
I want.
Go.
I want my.
Go. 911.
For real?
111. Hurry. They're gonna give you the stuff right away.
Give me my stuff. I want to. I'm here to get. You said I can.
Nobody said give it to you.
You said I can come get my stuff.
Give it to you.
You said I can
You
come
know
get my
what?
stuff.
I've been watching a lot
So
of true
don't let me get
crime, and I just thought about she playing these type of games with a crackhead
Yep.
who's already done time for
Mhm.
stabbing somebody. It
Mhm.
was like when I get out, I'm gonna finish the job. Like she, what is she doing? This is crazy.
No, but I think she feels empowered by the people that she sees on the phone, which again is
Yeah, by the
madness.
chat.
Those people are just names. Do you know what I mean? They're not her friends. They, they can't help her, but
Mhm.
she feels empowered because she's doing this on live stream. She's feeling empowered by it. But I mean, if he appeared at the door with a bloody great big knife and, stuck it in her, what are these people that are watching going to be able to do? It's just madness. I remember watching this actually. I very rarely watched her, but I remember the build up to this. And I remember watching this and thinking, oh my God, this is insane.
Mhm.
It's insane on so many levels. Her whole demeanor when she's doing it, I feel is disgusting. And the fact that, I mean, he's come to the door. He's not come to the door all aggressive or anything. So he was probably watching her. Do you remember when they used to both go live at the same time?
Mhm.
Like, talk shit on each other. I mean, it's all a big game to her. I'm sorry. I don't care what people say. I think it's a big game to her. And I think it's disgusting for people that have been abused and for people that have fought for, their own safety. This woman disgusts me, and I don't want to get triggered about it, but I just think it's awful.
Where's my video?
What video? I didn't delete live stream, but when I turn the phone off, it's like, do you want to also disable the device? And I say yes. I just want my CPAP machine.
Not with these people. You need to sit down by yourself. See what you do. Think about it.
While you have wine with somebody?
See, all she's worried about is the fact that he's got another woman in there, which, you can understand if they were a couple, if they were in a relationship. But we know that they weren't in a relationship at this time. That's just it. It's mad.
God, Foodie, just stop. Go home, have a cup of tea, sit down, just stop. It's too much. I mean, to be fair, he should have just given her the CPAP machine, and she would have went away. Well, maybe, and she might have went away. But again, he was joining in on the imaginary game. I was going to say chess, checkers.
Someone helps you build your house, you kick them out,
Get my house.
and
I
ignore
rent
them.
this place.
Mm.
So what I rent.
Yeah.
The engineer was here who built this place.
No, but I help you pay for it.
See, this is the bit. This bit is what reminds me of Baby Reindeer. Her here. This is her. This is Martha. She feels that she's got something over him, over Nada. And I think in the same way, and I think it will come out, I hope it does come out, I think what actually happened with Baby Reindeer is that they did do something and she can't get over it. That's what I believe.
You don't think that she would have said that if that was the case?
Maybe she will do in time.
She's suing Netflix for $170 million.
Yeah, I heard about that. That would be interesting. But I do feel that there's something that she has over him. I do. And I think it went further than he's ever admitted, or he's admitted so far. But I think, just by some of the things he's said, he seems to be holding back on certain things. And like when he said, maybe I did lead her on a little bit. You can't do that with certain people. And I think that's the same with Foodie here. She was paying this man. She was paying his rent. She was giving him gifts left, right, and centre. She was paying for his food. She couldn't handle it. And that's where I see the similarities between her and Baby Reindeer, or I should say Martha.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Edna? Edna's going to come out completely left field now. Come on, Edna.
I don't know. I mean, it's interesting. Sorry, I don't know.
Right, honey, are you relaxed over there? Are you relaxed on your
I am I'm really relaxed too.
Yeah, bloody hell. We're not going to get any conversation out of it tonight. It's going to be a waste of time. As if she cared about her health enough to actually use the CPAP. Exactly, Holly. Exactly. I think we all know it was just an excuse to any form of communication with this man. That's all she wanted. Anything.
I mean, the whole thing is so ridiculous, but at this point, he's, distancing himself. He doesn't want to be with her, and he's with another woman.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like enough information to be like, hey, let me move on to another guy.
Yeah, but there's a certain type of woman that's not going to let that go. And the type of woman is somebody who wants control. And, that's how Foodie works. She has control over people. And, this man, he wasn't going to play her game. And
maybe she thought like to find somebody who has the least, and then she'll have the most control. But I think what mattered, he just didn't care.
No, he didn't. He got what he wanted. And even when they were supposedly broken up, which was at this time, she was still paying for his phone and still paying for this, still paying for his shopping. He's like, what the hell are you doing? So it didn't take him very long to realise, how weak she was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he was going to use it to his advantage.
I assume that Dom must have lived like 10 minutes away from her. The amount of time she would go over. 45 minutes? 45 minutes there. And 45 minutes back? I couldn't be asked. But then again, I don't have motivation for pettiness. Anyway, she was getting nowhere. He wasn't going to give her a back. So she got back in her car, drove around for a while, egged the audience on to call the police. I was watching it and I was thinking, why doesn't she just call the police? And then she knows it's been done. And then it hit me, much like Foodie hitting a bunch of animals in her car. She wanted the police called to get her stuff to win this game of Imaginary Connect 4. But she didn't want to do it herself, because if she did it herself, there's a big chance this off and on nonsense thing they had would just be off.
What, you didn't think I was going to call the cops? I didn't actually. Somebody else did. But that's what you get.
So if somebody did call the cops and Foodie didn't have to do it, it's quite smart of her. Oh no, I'm just giving Foodie Beauty a compliment. Oh no, I've become everything I hate.
Do you know, that's a really good point that he made, that by her getting somebody else to call the cops, he couldn't say to her, or she could say to him, well, I didn't call the cops, somebody else did. And that still gives her the opportunity,
right,
or a slim chance of continuing the relationship with him. I thought that was a really good point he made.
I just proved that you're a liar. You lied. You said I can have it. And you don't give it back to me. There's the police. I don't want to go in the house. Hi. Hi. Hold on, guys.
The cops enter Dom's place. He's still streaming, but he moves the camera. And he thinks he mutes it, but he doesn't, because he's dead smart. He's going to strike me for that now, because he's dead smart. So you hear everything. He gives his phone number away. For once, it wasn't Foodie doxing somebody. But the best thing for me was when the cops said to him, so you've had an argument with your ex. And he said, she's not my ex. She's just a friend. like even to the cops being live streamed, Foodie's just embarrassed once again. starting to like Dom now. Oh no, me and Dom are going to become best friends. No, that would be utterly ridiculous. And the dislike button is just down there. Anyway, a long, horrible, ridiculous story short. The cops managed to get the CPAP back to Foodie. So this horrible, horrible night was over.
The coward didn't give me, the cops bring me the machine in a bag. No power cord, no mask. This piece of crap knows I need that. Now I don't have a machine because he doesn't give a die in my sleep. So if I die in my sleep, the blood's on your hands.
Really?
That was a lot. Something like that would normally be the end of one of these episodes, the big drama. But it just shows how crazy things are getting. That's our opener. The relationship between Dom and Foodie is just, it was just so drama-filled. Last episode, that's all it was. It was just Foodie and Dom. There was no room for any side characters. I forgot there were side characters. Pete's is really an important character. I didn't even get to Pete's last episode, which is a shame because I really like Pete's. He's a really fun character.
Katie Marie, just off. You know, Katie Marie, one more comment and I'm just blocking you, okay? Last chance. Like one chance here. Shut the up or I'm just going to straight up blocking you. Because you're and you're getting on my nerves. You have nothing worthwhile to say. So shut the up or shut you up. Yeah, Katie Marie, just okay, stay off my channel. Never come back. You're a idiot. You're an asshole. You're a prick who's just trying to up. So just you stupid. Stop it. Like just all controls. Just off.
Yeah, Pete's had started his own YouTube channel. And I thought, oh, Pete's YouTube channel. That's going to be fun and exciting and a lovely watch. And it wasn't.
So my depression has been getting worse and worse. I spent the last 2 days in bed. Barely got out of bed, like, at all. And even when I did, it was only for a couple hours.
Not having to go at the guy for being depressed, that's obviously not nice. But a lot of his channel was Pete's just unhappy and angry, and he just didn't seem to enjoy being a YouTuber.
I can't get the battery compartment open. Listen to what I say. I cannot get the battery compartment open. Where it is, the way it is set up, the way it is wired, the compartment is inaccessible.
Right, I'm going to say my bit about Pete's, which is what I've always said, and I've always had like people disagreeing with me. Mental health is very important to me, and I've always seen Pete's as somebody who is on the spectrum. That's just the way I see it.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't laugh at his rages or all I can see is somebody who is not getting the help that he needs. I feel that, I can't understand how he can be like, his parents, I understand, are still around, or his mother's still around. I cannot understand how this man who copes so poorly with how society is not helped in any way. And I know I've spoken on it before. And it's just something that makes me feel very uncomfortable. So to see him pushed to the limit of, screaming into the camera and, showing how upset he is, I don't see that as entertainment. I don't like that. And I'm not having a dig at those of you that do laugh at him. I'm just saying how I feel about him. And I know I've spoken about it on here before. I've worked with so many teenagers who have, you know, autism, and one of the major components is frustration. And that's what we see. That's what we see here. This man is so frustrated. He doesn't know what to do. The worst thing he ever did was to move in with FOODIE, who is just a toxic user, and user of people. She used him because she wasn't able to get a place to live and all the rest of it. Okay. He has used her and capitalized on his loyalty to her. That to me, on its own, makes her utterly disgusting. This man obviously has issues, and yeah, it just upsets me to see how worked up he gets, to the point where he's throwing things around the room and everything. At the end of the day, he needs help. He needs someone that can talk to him and say, listen, you need to get out of that house. You need to, you know, try and do better with your life, get a job, blah, 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 which I understand he did do once she'd gone. But yeah, that's how I feel about him. So anyone else want to say anything?
I mean, he had a job when they had first moved in together, and then he had quit, didn't he?
I don't know.
I believe so. Yeah, you know what? I don't know the terms. Right. I mean, when it comes to Pete, like from what I see, it just seems like he doesn't really play an active role in his life.
He's
But yeah,
autistic.
he has like a lot of.
He's autistic. He's autistic, and he doesn't seem to be very high functioning autistic either. So maybe he's not capable of committing to going, you know, to work every day. That's part of who he is. I don't think he should be slated for that. He should be helped.
He had a job that he went to. He had a job that he went to every day. I know that he went to university. I don't know if he finished university, but I mean, he was getting
He could have
along.
done. But I mean, you know, people on the spectrum, they can go to university. I've just found out, actually, I met an old friend in town the other day, and we were talking about our kids, and I just found out that her son, diagnosed himself with autism. He's a biochemist. He spent years of studying. He's now 25, and he's just, you know, thought, I don't know whether it was his partner that said to him, listen, you know, maybe go and get yourself checked out. And he came out with a diagnosis of being autistic. He's been to uni, and he's a, you know.
I thought you said he diagnosed himself. Did he get
Sorry?
a clinical diagnosis, or was it self-diagnosed, or did he get a clinical diagnosis?
He went and got diagnosed. So
Oh,
he
I
went.
could have sworn you just said he diagnosed himself.
No. Oh no, what I meant
Okay.
was he decided he wanted to find out why perhaps he acted in certain ways.
Oh, well,
You know, he's
yeah, and Jen,
saw things
Pete's
differently.
had that opportunity and he didn't pursue it.
Yes, but he won't. He doesn't. Right, okay. He's not going to think the same way a rational person is going to think. If he does suffer with autism, he's not going to think in that way.
And what do you mean? In what way? What do you mean?
He's not going to think in the same way that somebody who isn't autistic is going to think. You know, I mean, autism is a huge spectrum, right? We know that. Okay. So, you know, I would say, you know, he has a poor grip on his emotions, which a lot of people do have. I don't know enough about him to diagnose him. All I'm saying is from what I see, okay, and because I've worked with a lot of students with autistic, you know, tendencies or traits or diagnoses, it's huge, you know, the autism spectrum. There's so many.
But he is self-aware, and he has said that he suspects that he has autism.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if he wanted to take that opportunity to get diagnosed, to actually get treatment or whatnot, he could do that because he does have the self-awareness to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe he does, but
I feel
maybe he
like
doesn't
with
have the
Pete,
means to do that.
no, I think Pete knows what's going on. He just doesn't do anything to change it. He's just like, well, okay, like I know what's going on, and he just accepts it. Like, I don't think at his age, where moving into moving in with Chantal, and having her pay all the rent. You know what I mean? Like, these are not smart decisions, step by step. And he decided to quit his job. He decided to allow her to pay everything. He decided to basically be her, run boy, to go get the meals and stuff. You know what I mean? It's just like, he might be autistic, but that doesn't take away him making all these bad decisions.
Of course it does. Of course it does.
Hmm.
Because, that's the way his brain works. He's loyal, okay? He's loyal to a T, okay? He would do anything for her, and he proved it on so many occasions. And this is what, these videos, to me, are proof of the damage that FOODIE did to him. I'm not looking at him and thinking, oh, he's evil, he's stupid, he's this or that. I can't do that because all I can see is somebody who's been pushed to a point by FOODIE and also by her supporters into this frenzied mess that he is. Now, I see him as a victim of FOODIE. It's all well and good saying, oh, yeah, well, he decided he wanted to do this. He wanted to do that. He's not well.
FOODIE isn't well either. But, Jan, Bally, I don't know if you noticed it, chat, but you want to maybe get her point of view?
Oh, well, I want to get further on into the video, really. We've only got 15 minutes in and there's quite a lot of it. I mean, if you want to watch it, okay. If you want to watch it, then fine. If you want to just come up and tell us about Pete, then okay, Barley. Let's let you up. All right. Okay, jump on the link, darling.
It is accessible. So telling me to just change the battery, I literally can't. See? Fine. She's still alive. See? Look at her. Happy? Are you satisfied?
Poor kitty.
I don't know if we're going to spend any.
Hey, Barley.
Welcome, Bally.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes, I hope that you're all doing very well. And if you're going to talk about Pete's, I have had some history with Pete's, and I feel very sorry for him. And I don't think that anybody should be bad talking about Pete's. He was just autistic, and that is very clear that he's autistic. And he helped me to get along with Steve. Just so you know, it's not a secret. He helped before he knew about me, and Foodie Beauty ex-boyfriend and all that outing. He was my friend, and he helped me to deal with Steve. So I appreciate Pete. The thing is, Pete was not dragged, but pushed by Foodie Beauty. That like, make a channel, drama sells. You can make money. You can make money. He did that. He just followed the advice of his friend, but he never wanted. He never. And the same thing that Foodie Beauty. With the ex-boyfriend of hers, he was a drug dealer. He never wanted to be a YouTuber until she sold him the dreams. Come and be a YouTuber. I will help you. I will support your channel, because she had her fantasy back then, and it didn't go well. But you see the guy, he still until today is obsessed with his channel, and we know who we're talking about. I'm not going to mention the name.
I think the thing that used to really upset me, and I have spoken about it before. I think the thing that really upset me was just seeing the effect that this woman was having on this man, and also all the hate that was coming his way. And I was like, Jesus, leave the man alone. That's what I feel. I
That's why
just think
me and him were friends, because I saw what's going on, and me and him were friends, and I'm still friends with a lot of people. It was a small chat, and it's still today, until today, a very small chat. Very familiar people.
Yeah.
And we kind of try to protect Pete. I try to protect him all the time. But of course, once, you know, my story was outed with my emails that I write to so many people, Pete didn't trust me anymore, and and I understood it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just hate all these, you know, I just hate all this jumping on the bandwagon and saying, well, why doesn't he think this, and why doesn't he do that, or he did this and he did that, without actually looking at the person. You know, the people, we're all very different, and some of us have mental health issues. And
Do you think people do that to Pete's?
No,
they
I was like,
did.
tell me what's going on with Pete. Pete and Foodie Beauty are like family, and I know what kind of relation they have. They are like brothers and sisters, and not lovers really, but like brothers and sisters. They survive through. They know secrets that other people don't know, not YouTube knows. And Foodie Beauty will always protect Pete, and she even told me this once. She said, "I will always. Don't worry. I will always protect Pete." Because I told her, "Don't you ever fuck over Pete, because you don't. He doesn't deserve that. Pete is autistic, and she put this in his head with YouTube and all this. And this guy's not moving on from his life because she keeps him as a safety raft. So if he comes back, you know, and it's not fair for him to be a safety raft. And I know exactly what she's doing. And I've written to her. She knows, but yeah, they're family. She said she will never harm him, and I trust her that she will never harm him. But he will never be able to progress in life by always, you know, being in her shadows.
I agree. Let's watch a bit more on here, because I'd like your thoughts on this as well, Barley, okay?
Okay.
Any more time on Pete's in the next few episodes? If we do, it's going to be minimal, I guess. Might be nothing, so I'll say it now. I had a look at his YouTube channel now, in the present time. Barely anybody watching. People just trying to get a reaction from Pete, and he gives them it almost every time.
Thanks for making it impossible for me to have a good time.
It was just a bit of a sad channel, which is a shame, because Pete was the fun character in the Foodieverse, wasn't he? He was the comic relief, the Jar Jar Binks of the foodie world.
They have started recording a Let's Play of Mass Effect 2.
Hey!
2 episodes into it.
Can you turn the camera? Jeez. God.
Well, I wasn't going to sit in your spot on the couch. Jeez. Did you smell what came out of your ass?
Pete's, I think, for me, is sadly in the lol cow category now.
All right.
See, now that's where I disagree. I don't think he is a lol cow. I just think he's a very troubled man.
He is.
And I think that Foodie has done so much damage to him. The best thing he could do now is to have absolutely nothing to do with her. I really, really hope that he's not in contact with her, that he never speaks to her again, and that he starts living a life that is not toxic.
Exactly. And you know what, Jan, I want to say, you know that I'm married to Steve, and he's autistic. And Steve has thanked me many times to say, thank you for making me not feel like an alien. Thank you for letting me have some moments that I feel normal, that I don't feel like an alien. And that is really sweet to hear. But did Foodie Beauty ever help Pete in any way? No, she didn't. No, she didn't let him walk in life. And while Steve tells me, whatever happens between me and you in our marriage, I thank you that I have these memories because of you. I never thought that I would happen in my life. So you know what I mean? That's really amazing.
That's lovely, Barley. That's lovely. You know, there's not enough humanity in these parts. You know, people see people in front of a camera and they just, categorize them, and he's a lol gal, and she's this and she's that one's this, and it's like, don't you realize these are real people? And sometimes
Right.
you have to look further than the image that's put in front of you.
Yeah, these are
Anyway.
real people. That's the whole thing. These are foodie beauty already. That's why I understand that you guys still have a big hatred towards her. I can't have it anymore because I got over it. I already know that she deserved the hatred she had when she was in the villa in Canada and taking drugs and being obnoxious and being the way she was. Now she's just playing her role. She always said she wanted to have a reality show, and she's now making her own reality show. And we can see that she's not having fun. I know, and you know, Foodie Beauty, if you've followed her for many years like me, we all know that she's not having a good time. She's just surviving. That's all she's doing right now. That's my opinion.
Yeah, and you're entitled to your opinion. Let's hear what else is Snowflake says about this.
This is already an absolute show. I'm fed up. I'm done already.
Even though I think he's a bit of a lol cow, I still didn't like when Dom would come on camera and he'd be saying all this horrible stuff about Pete's right next to Foodie, and Foodie wouldn't say a thing, wouldn't stick up for Pete's.
You think me being like, hey, I don't think you should talk badly about Pete's is gonna go over too well? I'm trying to keep the peace, so I say nothing.
Pete's is as loyal to Foodie as anyone can be to anyone else. Even when Pete's made that video saying, guys, I'm depressed, Foodie couldn't care less.
That doesn't happen, and I can't cure his depression, guys. Okay? It's not gonna happen, and it's not gonna happen in one day. So I'm very depressed myself. I said I'm here for you.
The thing is, what happened at this time is, and what she's proved over and over again, is that if there was a man involved, everybody gets pushed aside. And that includes Pete's, and that includes her own grandmother.
Yeah.
Anytime I have my phone on, I can't. I mean, I'm talking about. Expect what? That I would go spend the whole day with my depressed friend? You're predictable too. I don't know, Sabrina. I don't know. Like, I'm not a psychiatrist. I don't know. Like, you guys know I can't even go to my own therapy and lay out my own life plan. And you want me to do this for somebody else? Like, I'm sorry, but like, it's too much. It's too much.
It's no.
She's right.
She's right.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Honestly,
okay.
these health professionals aren't even helping people. She's going through her own stuff. She can't help him.
She could have helped him by spending some time with him. She could have helped him by showing him that she cared.
I don't
She
think that she
spent
could
all
even.
her life with him. She gave him, let's live together. Okay, you got the possibility because she could not put it on her name, but she paid for all the bills. So she gave him some kind, but she cannot, it's not her child. It was too much burden, you know, and I understand her in that point. Was it fair? Not really. She used him, and she should have known that he's autistic, because that with the autistic part makes a big difference. If it were a normal man, then it would not make a difference. The normal man would say, okay, you know, I have housing paid, you know, and then I move on with my life. But no, she kept Pete, you know, as a safeguard, as her, how you call it?
Safety blanket. Something that she...
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's when she kissed him on video when she was drunk and she was going through that difficult moment with rage. Drunk, and she kissed him. He was always her safety blanket, and she will never ever treat him wrong. I know that, but she gotta be a fair person, like I did with my Steve #1, and say it's over, move on. You gotta move on. You're on your own. I'll help you out, but you're on your own now.
Okay, I think we're going to have to agree to
Don't
disagree.
live in my
otherwise.
shadows. Don't live in my shadows anymore. Pete is still living in her shadows. But that's my opinion.
I mean, because you want her to help him. She can't even help herself.
Yeah, I realise that, but I do also feel that if somebody's crying out for help, that you should be there to help them.
But she
But
can't.
Jan. If she could help him, she wouldn't be in the predicament that she's in herself.
Yeah. Okay, we'll just agree to disagree on that point because I don't want to labour too much on that point.
It is. It's not like, oh, I just can't even deal. What do you want me to do? Go and cuddle in bed with him? I'm going to spend the night with my boyfriend.
Pete admits he's depressed, and straight away, she goes over to Dom's house, 45 minutes away, and if he wanted to call her, she's always beezing. Foodie, I'm really depressed. Well, he wouldn't say Foodie, would he? Chantal, I'm really depressed. Oh, I've got to go see me non-boyfriend and not speak to you all night. Don't top yourself, though, eh, mate? Some friend.
I am a very good friend to Pete's, and I'm not going to let people friggin' shame me for that. Sorry.
Yeah, she is.
So Pete's was depressed.
She has paid a lot
Foodie
of
was
money.
depressed around this.
She's let Pete survive off her money for many years. It is fact, but it's
not about the money though.
It's not about the money.
It shouldn't be about the money.
But she kept him comfortable. She kept him comfortable for her own benefit.
But he's loaned her money too. Like before they were living together.
His credit.
When they were kids. Not when she was famous. You know, we're talking about when she was famous. You know how much she was earning during those ugly days. She was earning how much on YouTube? 15,000 to 20,000.
About 20 grand a month. People have said.
But Bally, she wasn't really genuine with it because she would like buy food for him, but mess up the order.
Yeah. I'm talking about Edna. Are you again? What are you smoking?
You're talking about how she made him so comfortable, how she took care of him, but she only did it as much as she wanted to.
Exactly.
She cared to.
He never was hungry. He never complained. He was never mistreated. He was just lazy, and she kept him lazy because out of her convenience, it suited her. And why is he now in Canada? She's already gone and doing her thing, her show, reality show with Kuwait and marriage and Salah and all that bullshit that is all scripted.
It's hardly a reality show. Come on now. It's not a reality show. She's just basically gone from one room. She's gone from
remember my words now. We will take 1 year or 2 years. The truth is gonna come out, and then we will laugh together. I won't say I told you so. I won't tell you this.
She's gone from one table laden with food with her mouth like 6 inches from the plate to another table in a different country with loads of food on it and her mouth 6 inches from the plate. She is not doing a reality show. That is not a reality show.
No, she's just doing what makes her views and content.
Well, it's not doing it anymore, though. That's the problem.
Trust me, she's earning money. I know. I'm not gonna.
Oh, I'm sure she is.
On the internet, but I study stuff and I know some information. She's making good money still. Don't worry about it.
Is it from feeders?
She's still making about $5 per month. She's still making about $5 per month.
Is it from feeders? Because those last mukbangs were ridiculous, weren't they?
Ugh, I can't watch them. Sometimes I watch a little bit of FFG, but the microphone is Foodie's microphone is turned up to the top, so all you can hear is every single noise that her mouth makes. It's disgusting, absolutely disgusting.
That's her content. That's what brings her the views, and she does it on purpose. So you say this, so you get disgusted. I just don't care anymore. I'm already immune to this bullshit of hers.
Time she was always talking about mental health struggles. Obviously, her being off and on with Dom, and just him being in her life was the main factor to her mental health problems. And I still don't know with this next bit you're going to see. Was this Dom? Was this mental health? Or was this something else? You decide.
Other way, like this. And
Oh.
this, ladies, we are now at a stage where the curtains match the drapes. I have a weird hairline. I think I'm getting the hang of it now. No more hair fibers. Do you know how much that makes me happy inside? I shaved my head!
I'm just going to let it play because I need to go and get a drink from the kitchen.
Okay, I will talk in free time. So
What would
this
you
is
like?
what she
Rub
did,
my
and
head.
I have written.
So
we
let's
have
get
written
all
about
jammed
it.
up.
This was
Ashley,
because she was
this is
so
amazing. I can't believe I didn't do this before.
So messed up on drugs
dear.
that she was acting impulsive. She was acting impulsive, and she knew that she messed up later on, but what to do? And then she knew in general that she messed up with her crowd and with her life, and she's like, I depend on this channel, what to do? And she made this script, and she's like, if I wear this Muslim, it's completely extreme difference, I will shock the people, I will get the views, I will hide my ugly bald head, and
Right.
It was convenient for her, it suited her. Honestly, no, I'm not going to talk about myself now. Let me not.
No, Valley, go share.
Sometimes.
No. Let's play a bit more of this. I need to go and get a drink. Okay.
Honestly,
Sometimes
it's
I
a
think
hard
that
right
COVID,
now. Like at one point, I didn't even know what the hell I'm going to do with myself. You know, when you're so depressed, what are we going to have for supper, guys? Start thinking. I'm getting hungry.
She mentioned being depressed there, but I know she always struggled with her hair being thin and not growing in properly. But I don't know. She was always acting like she was going through a breakup with Dom, and now that Dee Dee had entered the picture, I must have felt like she was definitely going through a breakup. What do you do when you go through a breakup? You change your hair. Foodie did that. Get a tattoo. Foodie did that. So it probably did feel like she was going through a breakup. It was nice that
Wait, she
the
got
fans.
the Aries tattoo.
It's baffling that she had fans left at this point, but a lot of the audience weren't mocking her for shaving her head. They were on her side. That was quite nice, I guess. I didn't want anyone to be cruel unnecessarily.
I'm actually like surprised everyone likes it so much. It's weird for me.
If she did shave her head because she was having a moment, I understand it. I definitely understand it. I'm empathizing with Foodie Beauty. Get it off. But I could see why she would be having a moment. She loved Dom, and it was this time he was coming into live streams mocking her, wearing her clothes, showing her a big crusty underwear. So I totally get it if she was feeling a bit off that.
Of course, and he's gonna come on and gaslight. Just watch. Gaslight, call me a whore, make fun of me, put on my underwear, show my crusty underwear. But I'm just telling you, that's what he's gonna do. He's gonna try to destroy me. He can't control me anymore. So now what he's gonna do is try to control how others look at me. And because I'm a strong woman and not taking his shit anymore, he's gonna probably try to come after me somehow.
And joking aside, I actually thought you suited the bald head. It doesn't mean I love you, Foodie. Don't DM me. Okay, DM me. Foodie and Dom weren't getting along. They were never getting along, but they were especially not getting along at this point in the timeline. And they were always threatening each other with various things.
You have no respect for women. That's all you're showing. You're disgusting. And Dee Dee, how you can support that at your age, you're disgusting. After everything you've heard him put me through, you're going to defend him. Him putting a cigarette out on me, him punching my face, him hitting me in the face, him grabbing my face, him hiding my keys, him basically kidnapping. And I don't mind telling your probation officer that either. I don't mind, because I'm sick of your I want you gone from my life, and I don't want you to hurt other women. I'm done with you. I know you think it's a game and you think it's funny. Honey, it's not.
Foodie going to Dom's parole officer had nothing to do with her protecting other women. It was all just a game for her. And if you think it wasn't, give us a minute. Definitely was.
You're gonna go and take action against me for what? I didn't delete your stupid video. And yes, people who are saying, well, now she only wants to contact the police now because she's mad. Well, yeah, you can play this game. And I'm good at playing games, so...
I know you think it's a game and you think it's funny. Honey, it's not.
He's on his way to the courthouse. If he really is, I'm going to the police station right now. I'm going to go to his probation officer's office. Taking action. So am I. I'm driving to your probation officer right now. Do, 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 on the way to Gatineau. On the way to Gatineau. Going to the PO office right now. You and
I can't stand her like this. Well, I can't stand her, period, but I mean, she's just vile. Sorry, Charlie, but this is just vile. And we know what he's like, okay? That's regardless. We're just looking at her. I just think this is awful.
Dee Dee better run and catch up with me. Uh-oh. Getting with the wrong one, pal. All right, I'm at the police station.
Yes, Dan, I
So
agree
who's
with
the
you. You're
police?
completely right. She's vile and disgusting, but now she's making money off it, and that's her only purpose of life. And who watches. And you have to understand, people like that, they come from places they were not loved. And I know that you also in your life, you didn't have it easy, but you made family, you made children. You are not alone. You must think of people that don't feel love. It's terrible when you don't feel love. It's really hard to be a nice person in life. I struggle myself, but Steve helped me. You know what I mean?
I believe the essay stuff from Foodie. When she tells us that, I 100%. Oh, it's Foodie, isn't it? I 99%, I'd say that, believe the essay stuff. I could be wrong. It's all alleged. Don't strike me. Give us a minute. So if it is real, if the essay stuff is real and it happened, then she should go to the police, shouldn't she? So why does it feel just ugh when she does? Why does it make me feel uncomfortable when she does go?
All right, I'm at the police station. So Vista Police.
I know why, really. I know why it makes me feel uncomfortable. It's because it is just a game for her. Oh, you're going to tell on me? Well, not if I tell on you first. I've never gone to the police station with anybody reporting SA, and I could be wrong.
Yes, I agree with you.
Speculation, but I imagine they don't go there with such a chirpy, sing-song attitude.
Do, 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 on the way to Gatineau. Going to the PO office.
Blah, blah, blah.
right
I have
now.
told her always she should be moral and ethical. She's not doing her life any good by being immoral and unethical. To try to turn that around, not to earn money from toxic content. I tried to explain that to her many times.
Must be like talking to a brick wall. Honestly, there's just no no excuse for this type of behavior, and also to do it on camera.
It's disgusting. It's terrible. And the thing is that I don't even have children of my own, and I think to myself, there's children out there that watch so much the internet nowadays, and they see things like this, and they think to themselves, oh, I can be like this. Why not? I don't need to do university. I don't need to work. I can just e-beg. No. I'm so against
you talking about the children. There's adults out here doing this. You see people look at these people and think, oh, I can start a channel and I can,
act as badly as I can.
I'm so against it. I'm so against it.
Reminded me of something. I just couldn't think what. It's the same thing as when Amber sings about being essayed as well. Rain and Petals. A pair of them. They're mint, aren't they?
You and Dee Dee better run and catch up with me. All right, I'm at the police station. So Vista Police.
Foodie does go inside the police station. She does report him. And it's very, very clear this has all just been a stupid point-scoring game for her.
It's more serious than I thought, actually.
It's more serious than I thought. What did she think was happening? I'm reporting this man for doing all this horrible stuff to us. It's more serious than I thought. It's more serious than I thought. Not for everybody else, not for everybody watching. I don't think she understands. Her actions have consequences. I don't think she's ever learned that.
They've arrested her. I didn't expect that, honestly. On what charges? Physical assault or whatever. Confinement and sexual. I have Debbie freaking out, video messaging me, begging me not to do this, saying I should know he has a good heart. She's still at his house. No, she said you were going to help me. You wanted to help me last week. Fix this. She sounded just like him. They're probably in it together. So he's where he needs to be. Dee Dee, you don't know him. You need to get your ass home.
How frustrating must it have been? Well, I'll ask you. There's plenty of people here who were around at that time. How frustrating was it to watch this in real time after warning Foodie for ages about this guy? Now she's on camera warning Dee Dee about this guy, and she's got this attitude of, "Come on, Dee Dee, what are you doing?"
If you want me to leave tomorrow, I will. Her is a good friend, and it breaks my heart to see this all happening. Please, Chantel, fix this, please. Chantel, I'm here in his place tonight. He was crying.
No, I want to talk about my friendship with Breezy. How my friendship with Breezy started 4 years ago because of this Foodie Beauty shit. And that's how I became friends with Breezy in the first place, because I was like, Breezy, you understand this Foodie Beauty. You are completely right. And I'm so proud that you speak out and you have a voice. And I was so proud of Breezy. And we became friends, you know, like everyday friends. And then I noticed that Breezy is not being real. She is being a fake motherfucking bitch. And then I was like, you know, what the fuck? You know, I'm like, Breezy, I don't want to be friends with you anymore. And she's like, okay, let's not be friends anymore. And that's how it ended, my friendship with Breezy. But because I hated Foodie Beauty so much, and that's why I loved Breezy, and that's why I became Breezy's friend, because I saw that Breezy's telling out the truth. But then I saw that she's not really telling out the truth. She's not doing it. You know what I mean?
I get
but
confused.
That's how my friendship started with Breezy. I just had to put that out there.
Okay.
Thank you, Bally.
I just get a bit confused whether you actually like Breezy or not. I mean, but anyway, let's
love-hate relationship.
I like Breezy very much, but I want her to be a nice person. I want her to be a decent person. I like her very much. She's a very nice girl, but she needs to just be not be she must be a decent human being, just a decent human being. I don't ask for more.
Yeah, okay.
I just want to put.
He does not deserve.
Oh, sorry, Edna. Sorry, darling. What?
Just wondering if this is just like a break a little bit for her, where she's starting to realize, like, I've been through some stuff, you know, because when that look on her face when she was like, "Oh, this is more serious than I thought." I think maybe she's so used to getting treated at a certain level that she didn't realize, like, oh wow, this has been real abuse.
Yes, I agree with Edna. Edna is the most smartest person in the world. I told you this all along.
Don't mind us then. we'll just move on. Okay, yeah, all right.
Deserve this. So finally I answered her and I said, he physically me and sexually me for 10 months. He deserves this. Goodbye, Debbie. See you later. The investigator asked me about some other women's names I didn't recognize. So there must have been other women, but May Anderson was there.
They asked about other women, including May. May is the one who accused Dom, and name's May. So that they asked Foodie about other women, including her, and now Foodie's on that list of women who have accused Dom. So no doubt now, Foodie going to the police about it, May, and other women. After learning all that, now it's definitely over, isn't it?
Do I feel bad thinking about him like crying alone in the cell? Yeah, I do actually.
Here we go, folks.
Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. I'm having some guilt. I just feel like it's like a lot of pressure. I don't know. And that's the other thing that scares me is like I'm scared like of the whole legal process.
I can't believe her going to the police to accuse him of all this, to make a report, wasn't the end of the off and on nonsense. It wasn't the end. How?
No, I don't feel like I was like R-worded. Everything I've ever told you guys that's happened to me has happened to me. So I've tried to make it seem less impactful so that I could have a relationship with him and you would accept it.
Should we change how serious Her accusations were dependent on her mood. Got it.
I hope you go to prison. I hope you go. You belong there for everything you've ever. Not even just for what you did to May.
And anytime anybody watching tried to hold her accountable for her gross actions, she couldn't handle it. She couldn't handle it.
That is a very serious accusation, and it is something that can really ruin someone's life. And then the reality is, bad seed too. Like I end up, falling back in love with him again, and then I don't want, like, how? Oh yeah, I'm with somebody who did this horrible thing to me. Like, no, you can't. You have to make it look better to be with him. You know, because you can't be with somebody who did that to you, right? If I would want to be with him, I would try to.
Right, let's move. Let's move on to the sexy bit. Okay, because that's quite triggering.
Yeah,
So
why?
Where's good to go in June? Do I need
Why?
expensive sun cream to stay safe? Can I make holiday plans?
OnlyFans content with Carly. When I was like the other last weekend, when we were like, and I was like so like, and now I'm just like, what? Whatever. The second day we met, he poured a heart out to me. Like he like opened up. We just had like a lot of nights like that where it was just like really good sex and really good conversation. And then no matter how much he's mean to me or whatever happens between us, I do love him. You guys, you honestly think he doesn't love me? For real. Be real. I'm pretty drunk right now. Woo! What do you want me to do? We want me to lie about it? Yes, I love him.
Right, so this is how she's obviously moved on from running to the police and, you know, getting him arrested. Does anyone remember what actually happened? Didn't she go back and retract everything she said?
I think she tried to, but it didn't work.
But nothing came of it in the end. Because, you know, if she's the only witness and she's refusing to speak, then that's the end of the case.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, nothing came of the May Anderson case either, it seems.
Well, I think it's still on hold, isn't it? I think it's still in the pipeline. It should be.
Is not a bum. He's a good person. What do you mean a May situation? What do I have to do with that? Don't blame that on me. She messaged the next day saying, this is not about your cold rejection of me. So she felt rejected by him. He said he was running away from her. I don't know if that's true. I don't know. And there's no way for me to know because I wasn't there. So therefore, there's no way for you to know because you weren't there. That I'm in love with a man who's accused of that. No one have a wife and kids. No fucking loves me. He does. You guys know he does. Elle, stop recording my stream. Do you not want to hang out here?
Nuts.
Here we go. The big event I always end on. I think this is as big as it gets. Although I keep thinking that, and then she keeps surprising me. This is definitely the most confusing end to an episode I've ever done. I still don't get it. I've never been more confused by a person's actions. Lol cow or anybody. I don't get it. I thought she's wearing these outfits that she was wearing when she just did her OnlyFans. She'd come on live stream wearing the outfits. And I thought, that's a bit risky. They were a bit revealing. That's a bit risky. Then I found out she was posting links on a YouTube community page, links to her OnlyFans. And I thought, that's risky, isn't it? And then I found out that Foodie went on this website called Omegle. Most of you'll know what it is. You're on webcam, you get matched with somebody else on webcam, and you can cycle through and chat to people. That's all it is. So Foodie goes on to this website, live streams it. I don't know anything about YouTube or the internet. I'm rubbish. I don't know anything about it. But even I know that's a risky move.
Hi. He was not. He was Indian, that guy. No, he wasn't a minor. Did he look like a friggin' minor to you? There's nothing minor about him.
God.
A minor with a 15-inch wiener.
He's a bad
Yeah, right.
person. He is indeed a bad person. And she knows this about herself, and we know it about her. But that
It's
she turned
disgusting.
around and made a show about, that she makes her show, you cannot give her enough credit for that.
It's
We all know
disgusting.
that she's not married. We all know that she's not married. She has never, ever one time touched Sarah's tongue with her mouth.
Oh my gosh.
She has never
We know
done
that.
You know it. Just accept
We all know that apart from Edna. Edna's the only one that doesn't realise it, so we just go along with it.
Like, I don't want to call you stupid, but it's obvious that she and Sarah have never one time had sex. So you know it's fake. So what more are you questioning about it? She's just putting off her show. and letting the reactors react and make her the views and the content, and it's a YouTube kind of life.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think.
The person she's talking about there, who flashed her, to me looked really, really young. I'm not just saying it to try and make her look bad. If you've seen it, then you know. He looked about 14. I mean, I'm getting old now. Anybody under 25 looks about 14 to me now. But he genuinely did look like he was a school kid. I worked in a school, and he looked like a kid I would have taught.
Mm-hmm.
First lesson today: keep away from foodie beauty. I'd heard when I was doing the research, because people are helping. Thank you. That be careful when you get to her speaking about a minor. It's really creepy. And I was thinking, did she speak creepily about a minor, or is that just what is now believed, a rumor that's been believed? No, she did. It's true. I don't know why I keep doubting. I think it's because these things keep sounding so awful. I'm like, nah, it won't be that. No, it looked like a kid to me, and she was talking about him in a horrible, horrible way.
There's nothing minor about him. A minor with a 15-inch wiener. Yeah, right.
That's disgusting. It makes my skin crawl. I just think that's ugh. Ugh.
There's another clip of her asking what again looked like a minor to me, asking him to show bobs.
Oh no.
Oh, India. Show bobs.
I never heard of show bobs before. Never heard of it. So I had to Google what it means, and FOODIE even explained what it means, and it just means show stuff, show boobs, show stuff.
Bobs and vagine. Bobs. They're just boobs, yeah.
I don't know if she was just trying to be funny, asking a minor to do that. I'm guessing she was. Although I don't think she can tell when it is a minor. She just sees somebody she
just sees male. Just say it. She just sees male. And it seems as if she doesn't care what their age is. It's just, and also if they're not English, neither of these boys were English apparently, or you know, from the States or wherever. It's just vile.
Her fans, her actual fans.
I think her
try to warn it and say,
quote saying
stop
that like
live streaming this.
be
This is
with
too.
a guy or a male that's over 12 or something.
Say that again.
But I think her aunt was quoted with saying something along the lines of, "Oh, she would be with somebody 12 and up."
Oh my God.
There's some ridiculous age. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
That's awful. Actually just leaves me speechless, really.
Who did stop it? And she just gave a FOODIE response.
You're gonna get your chicken, take it down, take it down. I can just be like, shut the you know. Like, what the
I think the reality is she's so desperate for anybody to think that she's attractive that it really doesn't matter what age she's, interacting with. And on that site, the fact that they were, young boys didn't mean anything to her. She was still going to be flirtatious with them. And, there's something seriously wrong with her way of thinking. I mean, most other people would be like, well, they'd run away from that. I mean, there's just no way you could even contemplate having any form of discussion or interaction with a child. But FOODIE, for some reason, she was still just as flirtatious. She's still, asking silly questions like, what the hell?
Just attention from anywhere.
Exactly.
I don't care. I'm gonna keep doing Omega. I'll delete my channel. I'll do what I want. I don't care.
Why was she talking to her actual fans like that? Talking to your haters like that, fine. But your fans, they're just trying to I don't get how her brain works. She was gonna ignore everybody and she was gonna do this live streaming people on webcam her way. She was gonna do it her creepy way.
Edit his face and show us. I can't. You could be his prom date. Oh my god! Old enough to be his mom, am I? Oh god, that's hot.
Wait, you did break YouTube. How did I?
Did you hear that?
She said that's hot.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh my God. And some people support this. Some people support this woman. It's just mind-blowing to me.
Break YouTube terms of service. That wasn't my fault. It's not a purposeful breach. I think YouTube should take that into consideration, being as I've been on YouTube for 5 years, and make them some money. And although they don't really need my money, but still, she deleted her stream right away in good faith. She didn't know that was going to happen, so deleted it. It's gone.
She deleted the stream in good faith. It happened and she carried on live streaming. Right, I promise I'm not going to be shocked by stupidity anymore. I had to mess up on that word, didn't I? People warned her over and over, and her attitude was, "Shut up, I'm Foodie Beauty."
So I have to, like, every person I talk to on Omegle, I have to ask if they would be okay with it. Like, as if because the platform has children on it and I accidentally, like, it's automatic rolling. They act like I target children on there, like I accidentally, like I purposely look for them. That wasn't my fault.
Wasn't her fault. It wasn't my fault. It wasn't Pulpy's fault. It wasn't the reaction channel's fault. It was your fault. It's your joke. Why do you have? It's not that hard. Don't show a child on your YouTube channel. I don't know. I still feel fairly new to being a YouTuber. I still don't know what I'm doing. But I think it's not that hard to not show kids. You know? Maybe I'm wrong.
You don't even know their age. Like when I would ask them their age and say, "I'm 14. Bye. See ya." And were we talking sexual with the 14-year-old? So I'm not allowed to. It's against the terms of service to say hi to a 14-year-old on camera. I wasn't aware of that. So I guess everybody who talks to anybody underage on film is a fucking violin.
Yeah, it's not against terms of service to speak to a 14-year-old. That's fine. It is against terms of service to show. Oh yeah. And no, obviously, not everybody who speaks to a 14-year-old is a PDF. But the ones who say, I'm old enough to be his mom, that's hot. The ones that say there was nothing minor about him. The ones that get warned saying that was a kid's private parts and carry on doing it, those are the people that I wouldn't allow around my kids.
Exactly.
So I'm not saying Foodie is a PDF, but I wouldn't let her around my kids.
Yeah, and I have to say there are several people that I wouldn't anywhere near my kids. Ever.
Not a chance. There was nothing minor about him. Oh, honestly, he was really young. Ugh. Is this over yet? How long have we got left? Oh, we're nearly there.
I don't care. I'm gonna keep doing Omegle. Delete my channel. I'll do what I want. I don't care.
The sheer arrogance to dismiss everybody like that, and it's because of that arrogance that nobody had any sympathy for her when what happened.
Era brought his water intake to new levels just by flavoring.
Hey guys, hey.
Look at the dog.
Oh my goodness. Chantal got herself thrown off of YouTube. And another girl has been terminated. That's right. You heard it here last. Foodie Beauty's channel has been terminated for repeated violations on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh my
so Chantal's
God.
channel got terminated. That's the summary.
Team YouTube, good morning. I just want a bees. I didn't expect that I would be flashed
my
a massive
gosh.
salami on Omegle. It was probably a kid's, so calling it a salami, fine. Let's keep going. I will be careful from now on. I did, in good faith, delete my stream as I was horrified. Yeah? You seemed dead horrified at the time.
There's nothing minor about him.
I just want to add this to my appeal. The dong, again, probably a kid's, was unexpected. A real attitude shift from...
The way I can't believe she actually wrote that and used
Right.
those words.
Right.
Yeah.
Like it was so unserious.
It's like, what is wrong with this woman?
But Jen, wasn't she still on cocaine or whatever at the time? What did you expect? I couldn't have told you.
I mean, she called it all different. Salami. Oh, I mean, Jesus.
I'm Foodie Beauty. I do what I want. It's a terrible impression. I genuinely just think she doesn't understand consequences. I think she can only live in the now. She doesn't have the ability to think, oh, tomorrow.
Ugh.
Which is one reason why she's near death's door, knocking on death's door, because she just can't think about tomorrow. She just lives in the now.
Okay, we're going to stop there now because we're almost at the end and I shouldn't really play all of his video. So, what did we think of that, guys?
It's a trip down memory lane.
What a lovely trip down memory lane.
Huh?
Edna?
Oh, I said, yeah, I agree. Exactly.
Yeah, it's quite disturbing, really. And I think the most disturbing thing for me is that there's people out there that go on about, you know, the hypocrisy within girl world and how, you know, somebody says something and then they do the exact thing that they're accusing other people of doing. But I've yet to see another creator, in inverted commas, act as appallingly as FOODIE. I haven't seen that. So I think, well, apart from Amber Lynn Reid, but, you know, if we're looking at reactors, I can't think of another reactor that acts as appallingly as this woman.
Right.
But FOODIE's
yeah.
not a reactor. She's a subject. I don't understand what they're saying, Jan. She's a subject. She's not a reactor. And did you see the new one that e-bags? Even Lisa Richards, I made you aware of her. She's worse than FOODIE. That one just comes online.
I can't stand her.
Who's that? Who's that?
Lisa Richards.
Lisa.
Oh, is that the one you were talking about the other day? That
This one is terrible.
Okay.
FOODIE at least entertains us a little bit, even if she's obnoxious. But she's not happy, and we know that for a fact. But this Lisa Richards, she just comes online and begs, e-begs, and that is more disgusting than anything I've ever seen. Ever, I've never seen anything more gross.
To be honest, my opinion is, okay, so she comes on and begs. We know a lot of people that come on and beg. Okay, you still cannot put them in the same category as FOODIE. You need to watch all these, you know, Mr. Snowflake documentaries. This woman has done the most vile stuff.
I know, Jan. I follow you.
I don't think you can even. You can.
I know her better
I don't
than
think you can even relate the two. I know what you're saying, Barley, and I understand, and I do agree with you. To just come on and use the platform purely as like a begging bowl is, you know, it's unsavory, but, you know, she's not doing any harm to anybody. But, you know, the things that FOODIE has been seen to do and then walk back on and then to go and do it again and then to, you know, try and gaslight her audience. I don't think there's anyone in her league.
No,
I really don't.
And I will tell you very directly, me and her, we have had a discussion. I would not explain how further it went, but it's like this. I said, you're unethical, immoral. You should not be making content from immoral, unethical shit. You should not be lying about your marriage. You should not be lying about religion. This will be karma, and this is bad for you. And the reply was, well, what about Netflix and what about all the movies? Everybody makes stories. You got to just sell stories. If you want to make it, you got to, you know what I mean? And then what could I say back to her? Yeah, you got a point. If you want to be a star and you want to make it like that, who am I to say not to do that? If you want to be a producer and you make your own movie and your own show, you know what I mean? Then who am I to say? I just said to her, you are not all right by making unethical, immoral content, by scamming, is frauding, super chats, lying about marriage, lying about religion, all that. It's not gonna go good for you. And the reply was kind of like, well, what do Netflix do? What do the movie stars do? Who are you?
She can't compare herself. She can't compare herself to Netflix. That's ridiculous.
You're like, I don't understand.
She can't compare herself to those people.
But wait, my question is, oh man, guys, I lost it.
Well, I mean, Foodie sat there in front of, in front of a camera, scoffing down as much food as she can get in her gullet. It's not a production. It is not a show. It's not a
Yeah, but she
real
doesn't
life
do that all the time. She's not doing
situation.
that right now because just to tease the reactionists. But before, she always makes some drama. What do you think that the Salapu stories and Kaibela story is true and the shit stories are? You really think those are true? Are you out of your mind? Who took a shit in your head if you think they're true? It's all
I don't
scripted,
know.
all fake.
I mean,
it's all just a show. It's all just a show right now. It was not a show
I've
before.
always said, I've always said that I think she's a troll. I've always said that, and I maintain that. So I think to a certain extent, you're right, Barley. I'm not arguing with that. But I think there are instances which have been shown on this docu-series where the things have gone out of her control. They're not produced by her. There's no productive qualities about what she does. You can't even
She does
compare
not have
it. It's an insult, Barney. It's an insult to filmmakers to even attempt to liken Foodie's channel to the worst Netflix series. It's an insult.
It's an insult, but yet she
Well, Jen, what do you?
right?
Can you give an example of something that's out of her control?
I think her temper and her impulsiveness are out of her control.
It
And when
was
she
out
gets
of
like
her
that,
control
you see
before,
the
2
real.
years ago. Now she got it under control because she's thinking about
It's
the
not
money.
under control, though, is it? It's not under
And then
control.
hit it, son. You
She
think that
went.
she's not making this feeder content on purpose just to how you call it, just to mock the reactors so that they can't react?
Yeah,
She's
most
doing
of the
this for
time.
views. But you think that she's doing this feeder, this content with not talking about her she's just doing this to annoy and get at the reactionists, and she knows she
Yeah.
still will get the same views, and we
Yeah,
know that.
because
We all know
yeah,
that fact.
because she's a troll. But there are instances where it's gone out of her control, like when she had this relationship with this, crackhead, whatever you want to call it. When she had that relationship, she lost control.
Yeah.
That was not
Okay.
orchestrated. She tried to orchestrate it by going live when he went live, and some people loved that, when they were toing and throwing, and parts of it
Oh,
worked.
Jen,
And
yeah,
for
I get
the
what
wrong
you're saying. You
reasons.
know what? I agree, Valley. I think you give her way too much credit.
Yeah, 100%. And to even liken it to someone, to a program on, Netflix or, Amazon Prime, it's an insult to bloody filmmakers. What she
It's an
does.
insult in general to try to sell my lovely people. I'm not gonna try to be wise here, but in general, it's an insult to try to sell an autobiographical story. This is my journey. This is my real life, but in the end, you're scripting it. That is unethical, immoral. That is actually illegal. You are not allowed. That's why in movies they have to put at the beginning, this is based on a true story, but some things are, replaced. But Foodie Beauty content does not say that it's scripted, but it's so
I think
obviously
it's
scripted.
interesting, and I'm not attacking you for it, but I do think it's quite interesting that you do look at, things that are on YouTube. You do look at them as being a show. I remember when we used to talk about Your Mum, and you used to say, "Oh, his show," and we used to laugh and say, "It's not a show." So I think, maybe, that's just the way you look at it, and, that's fine.
It's still a show, Jan, but it's a bad show nowadays. It's still a show, but a bad show nowadays. That's still a show.
Okay. So, girls, is there anything else you wanted to say? What are your thoughts after watching this?
I mean,
Edna.
this was just like a repeat. I think because we've seen it before, as far as like the antics.
What
and
was your
whatever.
takeaway?
Yeah.
I think my takeaway, while I agree, none of it was like fresh. or
Mhm.
you know, something that we hadn't seen before. But I think if you've got a documentary maker that can successfully put the things together, you know, put
Yeah.
everything together and make it into a concise story and give a narrative over the top of it, that is the whole point of documentaries.
Jen,
And
have you heard this woman tell a story while she's eating? It's ridiculous. She pauses in weird places. It doesn't make any sense. It's completely nonsensical that this is a story that like has any kind of forethought to it. There's no way.
oh, you're talking about Mr. Snowflake?
Know about
No,
Foodie.
Foodie.
Oh,
Yeah, I was thinking also,
I've
who the
lost
fuck is
Edna.
Edna talking about right now?
Edna, I'm lost,
You
honey.
don't watch it. Yeah, because you don't listen to Foodie's videos. Because I think and Bally, do you listen to her tell a story?
I think I tried to one time. This is when I first found Foodie and I saw all the reaction channels. And I was like, well, let me just watch her on my own. I could not do it. I was like, oh, what is this? I couldn't do it. Could not do
Yeah,
it.
that's what makes me think there's no way that this is orchestrated, that these are, scripted. Like, I get the general thing that she's not really married and all that kind of stuff. But what I'm saying is, like, to think that she's really, like, planning any of this out, I
No.
don't think so. I think we find out what's happening, or she decides what she's gonna do, and she kind of hears people talk about it.
I think it's not so much that it's orchestrated. Anyway, I want to say thank you very much, Holly. Glad you enjoyed it, darling. I don't think it's so much that it's orchestrated. I think that she's become adept at dealing with things that are thrown at her, and she deals with them in a way that nobody else would, and that is to put on her camera and to film whatever's going on and to give her her perspective on things and to not take anything serious now, or seriously, correct way of speaking English. And because of that, she then has to face the consequences. And because of the way she is, she then films the consequences, like, rushing to get him into trouble with the police, when in actual fact, she'd have done that anyway. She shouldn't have waited for him to do. It's not a game of bloody volleyball where you wait for him to do something before you do something. If indeed she was, essayed, then she should have gone there straight after it happened. And that's why so many people don't believe her.
Because she did it out of spite. It was vindictiveness, yeah.
Right.
Exactly. And it's like, when she went to Cuba, the only reason she went to Cuba was because she was meant to be going with him. But then he was with Dee Dee, and he told her, I'm not going. And then we had this, this situation where she's on holiday on her own. And trust me, I'm such a humanitarian. I'm such a, it really annoys me that, I'm an empath. And I actually felt sorry for her when she was there.
Yeah.
I was shocked. Like I've said it before, when she was on the beach and she's on her own and she's a big, big woman with a big baldy head. And I actually felt sorry for her. And I thought, my God, how brave is she? But then you soon stop feeling sorry for her when you realise just how vile she actually is. And all the stories she tells about, she gave what was it, one of the cleaners or somebody her laptop, and it's all bullshit. It's all shite.
Wait, you don't think she really gave away the laptop?
I don't believe a word she says. No, I don't think she did, because that then led into the Cuba rage, didn't it? That led into Cuba rage. Yeah, I think you're right there, Holly. And it would be easy. It's like in so many cases, with people, dysfunctional people, you look at them and you think, I could almost feel sorry for them, but they're just so evil that I can't.
Not
They're
necessarily.
just
I wouldn't say she's evil. But it's
Sorry?
like she played a big role in her life. Like she's not a complete victim.
No, I don't think she's a victim at all. We're talking about Foodie, yeah? I don't
Yeah.
think she's a victim
No,
at all.
I think she's been failed by the system for sure. Like, you know, growing up in a group home and the different things. But I mean, the story she tells, like 1+1 doesn't add up to 2. Like, you know, some things happen, but at the same time, she's an adult now, you know, and she can't fall back on, you know, what she went through in her past. She needs to make better decisions now going forward.
Yeah. But I mean, she's nearly 40.
She
Not-
is.
She needs to make good decisions. Come on. She's nearly
She's already
40.
40.
She could be a grandmother. Do you know what I mean? It's like, no, you can't keep making excuses for people and for people's bad behavior. I just can't. And especially when they show so much easiness, so much evilness. You just can't. Sometimes you just have to say, okay, you're just vile and step away from them. I mean, that's what I do. Because
Trans people that did not receive much love and were not surrounded with love and it's very hard for them when they are older. I talk from experience, but at least I can know to analyze myself. But the people that were not much loved in their life, it's very hard for them to be nice people later on.
oh, really? Is that true? Because I received no love growing up. Absolutely none. Zero. Zilch. Nothing. Okay?
then you have
and you
children.
you won't find you won't find a more caring person than I am.
I know, I get
Sorry,
it, John.
but it's
You had
fact.
children when you had people and they hugged you, children hugged you, and you got love from those people, no?
You said growing up. You said people growing up.
Well, growing up
Right.
means we're growing up the whole lives. We're always growing up, kind of, in some way.
No,
You know?
listen, I hate this. I hate this. Oh, well, if they didn't have any love when they were kids, how can you expect them to be? That's bullshit. Those people, like Foodie and even Amber to a certain extent, they had people that loved them. Do you know, I never, ever, ever sat on someone's lap as a little girl. Ever. But I can't get my kids off my lap now. It's embarrassing. It's like, Mother, do we have to sit on your lap when we come? Yes. Mum needs it.
They're all adults. Look, if I tried to sit on my parents' lap, either one of them, they'd be like, get your big ass off me.
I know. I can't go with these excuses. I'm too old. No, I just can't. Holly says there comes a point in time when you stop using your past as a crutch and you make the choice to move past it and do better. Exactly. And you know, at the beginning of the stream, when I said, you know, I had my kids early and I actually believed that I was put on this earth just to be a mother. And I enjoyed that time when my kids were young and I was their mother. At no time did I ever go back and, you know, and think, oh, poor me. This happened to me as a child, so I'm going to do it to my kids. No.
That makes me think about too. But my dad talks about his childhood as well, and he talks about at times where his bringing it full circle when we were talking about at the beginning, where his dad used to beat him, and sometimes he didn't know for what reason that he was getting beat. But then, like, my dad has never laid a hand on me, like, ever in life. So and I put that to Holly's point, like you make a decision on what you want to do as an adult.
Yes. There's no excuse for it. And it really does piss me off a bit when people say, oh yeah, well, she spent a couple of years in a home, or, you know, oh, but her mother didn't want her. I grew up, anyway, doesn't matter.
But you know what,
Um,
though, Jen? Some people go through certain experiences, and it might be like fairly benign to you, and it rocks their world. It's like their what do you call it? Villain origin story.
Yeah.
yeah, and I do try and understand that, but I think it, especially when it's people like this who just show themselves to be just, I can't even think of another word other than vile, but just I think yes, yeah, enabling. That's a good
I
word,
think
and
also,
I think sometimes when
sorry.
you're excusing people for their behavior, I think you have to be careful that it sort of doesn't border on enabling them. Oh, well, they can do that because this happened when they were a child. They can do that because that happened when they were a child. It sort of enables bad behavior sometimes.
It's almost like the reverse though, because I think what happened with Foodie is that she has all these people rooting for her, and she just failed them over and over again with all these different cycles.
So is that better? I mean, is that better than having nobody that cares for you, and the only people that are meant to care for you think that you're not going to do very well, you're going to be crap
I mean, what's the
because they
lesser of
don't
two evils?
understand
I don't
you.
know.
They don't understand you. I was brought up, listen, I hate sharing what I went through because it'll be all over bloody YouTube and everyone will be laughing about it. But I grew up in like a predominantly white environment, okay? Which meant I had white social workers, okay? White social workers who didn't know how to relate to a mixed race girl who was quite gobby, used to fight, used to couldn't give a monkeys about what these people had to say. They saw me as some sort of juvenile delinquent. Because they just didn't understand it. So is it better? And they thought that I would be nothing. They thought that, and I'm not even going to say what some of the things that I read that some of these social workers said about me and how they foresaw my future.
Wow.
So what's worse? You live with a family that spoils you too much? Or do you live with somebody where you haven't even got a bloody family and the people that are supposed to care for you don't even understand who you are as a person? And you have to fight your way through your childhood and, your early adulthood. I mean, come on. Come
I
on.
don't think
And the
anybody
only
that would
thing I've
allow it
got
to.
from it is BPD. Thanks for that. And that's because of the trauma. And I accept that. And I wear it as a bloody badge. I wear it as a survivor badge. Because if that's all I've come out with I'm bloody lucky. I'm lucky I didn't jump off bloody Tower Bridge. So don't come with all the sob stories of these pieces of shite. I won't listen to it. I won't know. What would you say there? My parents had a lap for me to sit on, but they were not around. Everything is different. To be a bit sensitive is okay, but oversensitive, no. Right, okay. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to finish on a song.
Okay.
But first I'm going to say thanks, ladies, for coming on. Yeah, and I thought it'd just make a change to listen to this. And as usual, she always puts me in such a foul mood.
That's what it is.
Yeah, we know whose fault it is. Right. I used to say to Edna, do not talk about her because she winds me up. Oh, there we are talking about her for 2.5 hours. It's your fault, Edna. Oh, she's gone. All right. Well, anyway, ladies, thanks very much for coming on. Lovely having you on, and thanks to everybody in the chat.
Thank you, Jen.
Yeah,
Was wonderful. You were
bye.
very wonderful, and thank you for hanging out. It was really
Yeah.
nice.
And Barley, please take care of yourself, darling. I have popped in recently, and yeah, don't
Yes, I won't
take.
cry over your mama anymore. I won't cry over your mama anymore. I promise.
Oh no, don't. He's really not worth it, sweetheart. He really
I know,
isn't.
but it hurt me so much because I was such a fan. I don't understand what I did wrong to him. If I would have done something to him, then I would get it. But I didn't do anything to him. That's why it gets me so worked up.
I know, and I do understand. As much as I'm like, oh, Barley, please don't. I do understand. So yeah, I'm just saying, you just take care of yourself, all right? Please don't allow him to get under your skin. All right. So anyway, we're gonna finish on this. Have a bit of a giggle on this one. Here we go. And I will see you. Thanks to everybody in the chat. And I'll see you on Friday for sure. So let's have a laugh. Drama Friday. Oh, it's a bit fast. Hang on a minute. Hang on. Let's sort this out. So professional. There we are. Normal. Mind you, I sing so slow. You might as well do it on fast. Here we go. Oh, come on, woman. Hurry up. There we go. Performance well. Oh, here we go. I love to go a-triggering to make slow mama cry. He can't resist, he gets so pissed, he cannot pass me by. Slow mummy, slow mama, slow mummy, slow mama, slow mummy, slow mama, slow mama hates to cry. I wander in innocently just to say hello. His chat is mean, the hate is keen, shots fired high and low. Slow mummy, slow mama, slow mummy, slow mama, slow mummy, slow mama, slow mama hates to cry. Poor little man gets angrier, his face gets red and wet. In fear or flight, he's gotta fight bucketfuls of sweat. Slow mummy, slow mama, slow mummy, slow mama, slow mummy, slow mama, slow mama hates to cry. His insults have me giggling, he really is a clown. Misogynistic tendencies are what will take him down. Slow mummy, slow mama, slow mummy, slow mama, slow mummy, slow mama, slow mama hates to cry. He wants to be the big man, but he ain't bright enough. This old bird makes him unheard, so he sticks with girl world stuff. Slow mummy, slow mama, slow mummy, slow mama, slow mummy, slow mama, slow mama hates to cry. See you on Friday. Take care of yourselves out there because it's a rotten old world. Bye-bye for now.